It's another away day vlog, and we're in Kryvyi Rih this weekend. Kryvbas are playing top of the table Metalist Kharkiv, and they've got an Englishman in their lineup. We are in Dnipro. Hopefully the audio's a bit better. Me and Max out here.
Good afternoon.
Bloody hell. It's going to be an adventure this weekend. First stop here, tomorrow Kryvyi Rih. And here we are outside the Dnipro Museum. Very moving in there, and lots of real artifacts from the war, and we're about to see some more around here. These are actual signs from the war, actual artillery, actual cars and machinery they used, and there's real road signs with bullet holes in. It's kind of apt that it's raining today, gives a bit of a more emotional charge point into how dark and miserable war is and how difficult it is. Here's all the road signs with the from Donetsk and Luhansk Oblast.
That's all the bus attack happened.
Yeah. There's just mines everywhere now in Donbass. It's going to take decades to remove them, so even if the war ends tomorrow, it's going to be really hard to even live there properly for much of the remainder of the century until the demining process goes through. Here's a little outpost, Crimea. Really powerful stuff. If you're ever in Dnipro, we definitely recommend coming here. The video that we watched inside, they've even got an English edition, so anyone can understand it. There's one of the largest flagpoles in Ukraine, not the largest, that's currently in Kyiv. Another one was built in Kherson for Independence Day, that blew over. But a grand old one. Pretty amazing. Well, it's raining outside super heavily, so we came into another museum. We wanted to go to the Natural History Museum, but the woman in there was being a bit arsey and was like, well, we close in half an hour and everyone wants to go home, so we just left. But we've come to Time Machine Museum, or Mashina Chasu, and it's literally like a technical of the Soviet Union and amongst other things. Nice little tractor. Hatazeh, if anyone knows. Kharkiv tractor factory. Pretty cool. All the stuff, and it smells like oil in here, but it smells like the Soviet Union, which I imagine what it would have smelled like. Depression and just cheap, tacky stuff. Pretty cool though. There's like all these old road signs, cool stuff up there, which we'll see in a minute. and just the most, well, that's not from the Soviet Union, but you get the gist. You got that old arcade machine games, telephone booth trying to rip off London, old cafeteria. Some cars, if you like your cars. Pretty cool. Just in general, pretty cool museum. Impressed. It was like 100 hryvnia each, which is like about under £3. Got some weird stuff, but anything to get us out the rain. There's those arcade games, which you can play if you want, but not got the old cashless society, man. It's not the Soviet Union anymore. Welcome from the Hotel Dvoryanskiy in Dnipro. Me and Max are here for just one night, so we ended up getting the suite, about 19 quid each, but this is room 1. Nice Sovietica decor, just old school. Decent bathroom, can't complain. An extra room, or if we wanted a guest, I can't open it, but you know, hey ho. Nice little cabinet that obviously is from someone who used to live here, but you know, TV that works. Just been watching some ICTV, nothing that great. It's completely soaking wet and raining here in Dnipro. It's pretty ugly, can't even see, but yes, we've also got like a communal kitchen thing outside here. No smoking, but here's this evening's delicacy before dinner and a few drinks. Stains on the old table mat, but hey ho, wood more. Moldovan Negru de Dvoryanskiy. Not bad. What are you saying?
It's pretty good.
I'm not a wine connoisseur. That is nice.
It's nice, but the problem is, I've had wines from the same winery in Moldova.
And it tastes better.
Not better. They taste, I think, about as good.
And this costs
for a quarter of the price, right? And they're on the same shelf for £2.50.
So, in the presidential suite, or whatever you call it, and this is the epitome of the evening. Wine out of some glasses, and a bit of imitation caviar, and fake tuck crackers. Bloody hell, big one. That is fishy, but actually, on the whole, quite nice. It is raining so heavily out there, you can't see anything, but possibly the worst weekend to come to Dnipro for. Happens every time. Max is going for a bit more authentic Israeli food. What's yours?
Hummus sabich.
Hummus sabich. I'm just going for a lavash. It's basically just a kebab. We're in an authentic Israeli restaurant here in Dnipro this evening. Can't remember the name, but we'll come back to you with that. Lahaim. I actually can't recommend this enough. It might be the best lavash / kebab I've ever had. Those chips are 10 out of 10. And that sauce, that cheese sauce, sensational. Right. So just to prove, these might be the best chips I've ever eaten. They're so crispy. They've got like the exterior of a roast potato. Really salty, and it's got some sort of like chicken seasoning on them, I think. And this cheese sauce is like amazing. The kebab was okay, had coriander in it, which I don't like that much. Give that an 8. These chips, 10 out of 10. Come to Moshe.
We are currently in Makhno Pub in the middle of Dnipro.
Who's Makhno?
Nestor Makhno was a Ukrainian anarchist who fought against absolutely fucking everyone in 1917. He went to war with the White Russian Army, the Red Army, although that's complex, and the Ukrainian Army. So he's a controversial figure. But they know the pub offs from here.
That was his flag. Interesting, people playing guitar.
It's a weirdly corporate version of like a pub named after a commie anarchist.
Good morning from Dnipro. It's an early one. Well, it's not, it's actually 10 a.m. But we're on our way to get some breakfast. And then on the long-winded road to Kryvyi Rih via a marshrutka/bus. So going to be an interesting experience in terms of long-term journey on one of those for the first time for me. Not the most looking forward to it, but it's the only way of getting there, because obviously sustainable transport links to a fairly large city in the same oblast is completely almost impossible train-wise or anything else. And here's where we were staying, well, the courtyard outside our hotel. Rebuilding work, so maybe next time we're in Dnipro it might be a bit nicer. So we're just about to get on our bus, which is a bit of a short walk, but that is the shortest metro station in the world. We're not getting on it today because it's completely irrelevant, because it doesn't take you anywhere near the centre. They're building those lines, or have been for like forever. They take you more to like the suburbs and out of town, out of central. But yes, shortest metro station in the world, 6 stations. And I think the distance is like completely minuscule. Pretty crazy. Ukraine's got many records, like that deepest underground station, Kyiv, all that kind of thing. Avtovokzal, bus station. Here's the inside of the bus station. Sheriff tour straight out of Tiraspol. A very Soviet aesthetic. Lots of cool sort of brands. Go this way, Numo 33. Our method of transport for the next 2+ hours. 2 hours later, we've arrived in Kryvyi Rih, our final destination of this mini trip. Bus station. If anyone wants to see what's going on around here. First marshrutka journey experience for, 2.5 hours? Not too bad, the roads weren't terrible, but we weren't travelling to Nikopol. So always count your blessings. Right, so here is our apartment in Kryvyi Rih. Just got it on booking.com. Nice little jacuzzi style bath. And then look at this, bloody hell. This one's apparently, if you bring a lady back or whatever. And then a massive mural of Kazan in Russia. Wasn't expecting that. And then here's the second room. Just standard little bed, leopard print, what else? Back in the USSR. And then behind this door, obviously, smoking balcony, if you fancy it. A little courtyard, kitchen. What more else is there to say other than...
I'm just excited about the leopard print.
The woman was such a Soviet dear, you could say. She even was calling the costs and the price in rubles. So that just shows the legacy of where it's from. Maybe she's just Russian, seeing as this Kazan thing. And Rastafarian lion. Great. Quick one, we're just eating some vareniki. This is called cool dough, so we'll see if this is any good. Delish. Decent. So we went for like assorted different ones. I don't even know which each one is because I was just putting it in my mouth and tasting it like that, and too confusing, but in general quite tasty. 8 out of 10. I don't like any vareniki with cabbage in, sorry, just makes me feel a bit ill, but that's just maybe just me. But now me and Max, we're going to share some chocolate vareniki. Concept I've never heard before and pretty unique, and I think the same for Max as well. So here we go. At the inside, it's got some sort of fruit filling, not cherry or anything like that, but it tastes delicious. It tastes like sweets. I'd even put it on par, like if you ever get a Skittles milkshake, the filling tastes slightly like that, but obviously with like fruits. That is the best dessert ever. Good afternoon from Kryvyi Rih, the 7th most populous city in Ukraine. 635,000 people live here. It's in Dnipro Oblast. Kryvyi Rih in Ukrainian means crooked horn, and it was first founded by the 1700s by the Cossacks because it's quite a cool trading outpost. And this city is the home of Ukraine's current president, the comedian Volodymyr Zelensky. And you know, you've got the jewellery quarter and all that kind of stuff in Manchester or Birmingham, but here you've also got quarters, and this quarter is called 95 Quarter, and the president's comedy company, production company that he's most well known for before he became a president is called 95 Kvartal, hence why he's from here, and so is all of his sort of comedy troupe. And here's a cool sort of central square. Yes, there is a metro, and we're going to go and see what that's all about in a minute. It's one of the most unique metros in the entire world, but more on that later. But yeah, very pleasant, very industrial city. I think it's the industrial heartland of Eastern Europe, Central Europe as well, because of the iron ore reserves that the city and in and around the city. Look at that, another giant Ukraine flag, the sun setting behind the clouds. But yeah, it's very Sovietica in these ends, central southern Ukraine. Like I was saying, there's a lot of iron ore in the air, hence orange puddles everywhere you look.
There's brown puddles.
Brown, orange, whatever, but it's all down to the iron ore mining in and around the city. Well, not inside the city, but on the outskirts. Massive quarries that even during the Soviet Union times they were moved to the Donbass. All the factories were turning into steel and all the other stuff. But yeah, Lakshmi Mittal, he's got a few mills here. Interesting. It looks like a metro station. Welcome to the metro tram. Yes, you've just seen that right. The world's only metro tram system. Basically, the trams run on metro lines because they were building a metro here, then it never got finished because of the you know, the collapse of the Soviet Union, so they've just used trams. They don't go on actual tram lines or anything. This is like a proper metro system. Insane. Look, proper metro stations, a lot more stations than like Dnipro or anything like that. And yeah, you can use contactless there, and you need it around Kryvyi Rih, because Kryvyi Rih is one of the longest, if not the longest, city in the entire world. Over 126 kilometers long from north to south. I've been told by a few people that live here that it takes somewhat like 2 hours to get from one end to the other. Don't know how true that is, but it definitely takes ages to get about. But look at this lovely sunset, perfect weather. Why have we come to Kryvyi Rih? Well, obviously for the football. First bit of football content that's probably been mentioned this whole video so far. But yeah, here is the old slash soon to be new Metalist Stadium, the main stadium here. Hosted many a match in the past. Dnipro played their Soviet Union European matches here because the Dnipro city was closed during the Soviet Union, so they had to play here. Kryvbas, Kryvyi Rih obviously played here before they folded in 2013. And also, I think the only time there's ever been one, the golden game, the golden match in UPL history, 2006, I believe, when Dynamo and Shakhtar were level on points, level on everything, and had to play a golden game at this stadium, and Julius Agahawa scored, and Shakhtar won that one. But a bit of history here, and it's currently being rebuilt by the president's initiative, tax-funded initiative, Veliki Budivnitstvo, the big building, big reconstruction, and it should be done by next summer. Prospect Metallurgiv, so Prospect Avenue of metal workers, and the old slash new Metalist Stadium being built as we speak. Honestly, the Kryvyi Rih sky looks amazing. Massive park to match the massive city that it is. Random Ukrainian woman statue, slightly defaced, but hey ho.
Dola,
then the internet cut out and we watched round 6 onwards on someone's phone. So it's match day. Me and Max are going on a random walk to find a flooded quarry, which is apparently like a nice nature hiking resort. Pre-match activities in the Kryvbas. Welcome to the quarry. A ridiculously steep hill that we can't climb up. Welcome to Kryvbas. Oh, the sun is out, beautiful. Epic. So we thought this was like a hiking trail, which it possibly is, because there's this viewing platform and stuff like that, but it took us some very steep climbs to get here.
Look, ruined. £4 from Oxford. Gone.
But look at this. Epic views. Switzerland, Slovenia, somewhere in Canada, no way. Southern Ukraine, well, southern central Ukraine, the industrial heartland of Europe. What Kryvbas is known for is mining. Interstellar, no. Ukraine. Matthew McConaughey, get your heart out. And here's the journey back through some random wild landscape. I think it's this way. Fuck. Ow. Ooh. Wearing ankle socks today, not the one. Especially when you go on a spontaneous hiking trip that you thought had normal paths, but then you remember this isn't Western Europe, it's just like do your own thing. Bloody hell. Oh my god, look at this. Okay, I'm going down, Max. It's like reverse abseiling.
No, it's exactly like abseiling. Fuck me.
Covered in absolute shit. Oh my god. For God's sake. Was it worth it? Probably, but
I think so.
For good's sake. Oh, look at me. Completely covered. Got a Liverpool match to go to, for God's sake. Here we are, about 15 minutes to kick off. Max eating a cheburek. Oh, it's bloody windy, it looks like shit. Let's go. Welcome to the Hirnyk Stadium, where Kryvbas are currently renting / it's their own stadium now, as you can see with all the branding. Probably one of the most marketing / aware clubs in Ukraine. There's the old badges of the club. That one's pretty cool, can't lie. And then there's the current one with the 2020. Got beer stands, Parry Match sponsored stuff, as that's their sponsor. You can actually buy shirts with the new Slavo Ukraini chevron. About 30 quid, 1,000 hryvnia. Without a name, or with a name, it's 1,250, so what, 35 quid? And you can also get the iconic FC KKR, which I'm actually wearing under this hoodie. So, match on behind us. Metalist Ultras in the cage there. That's the away end. And the away end because the last time there were some big rivalry in Dnipro Liha, Metalist fans, before that cage was built last season, a load of them turned up and ran on the pitch and stuff, so they can't be using that again. So during the game you can rent out a beanbag and sit there in the main stand. Your beanbag and comfort. One 0 Metalist, 13th minute. So Metalist 1-0 up at half time thanks to a lucky own goal. Kryvbas have been playing well, good atmosphere here. Both sets of Ultras are very friendly and probably the two most atmospheric Ultras at the moment, well, in the Persha Liha for sure, and potentially in all of Ukraine, just in terms of how mobilised they are, kind of performances they do. Metalist have just scored 2-0, Peixoto. I think he's tapped in. It might have been Fomin, but it's all going on over here. There's like smoke bombs and stuff being kicked over out of the buckets. Hard day's work for the stewards, but great atmosphere from the Kryvbas Ultras. Yeah, it's Peixoto. behind the scenes, behind the pyro. Pretty decent atmosphere. Kryvbas today, sadly. The home fans are a bit down and out, but the Metalist travelling fans loving it. So that's Persha with 2, Baluli with 1, own goal in the first half, and Kadeem Harris with his second goal in 2 games to make it 4-0 earlier. And now we've got Pyro on the pitch. Yeah, it's all kicking off. Pyro being thrown on the pitch. Kryvbas fans aren't happy. So, all that pyro and stuff, it's just paused the game. I think we're in the, 87th minute, if you can see that or not. Loads of pyro just being thrown on by the Kryvbas fans, sadly. Because I think it's just disappointed with the team performance today. The captain of Kryvbas got sent off around 65th minute. That made it 3-0 and now it's 5-0. Fans run on the pitch. Vice presidents run over to try and calm down the situation. This game's nuts. Metalist fans evidently more upbeat after today's result.
Коляна нахуй увидим кого-то ебалого будем бить. Убивать будем, все охуели, блядь. Не характера, блядь, нихуя. Расслабились.
They may have lost 5-0, but they still had the balls to go over to the Ultras, go over to the fans, listen to the bollocking that they got from them, and off until the next game. They're still second, I'm pretty sure, so the race for promotion isn't over, and we're still very early on in the season. First week.
Oh, thank you, Scott, man. Thank you. Could you afford a better one? Oh, okay. Sorry. Nah, you know, I came here with a positive mindset, and it was just obviously to do as well as I can, get this team promoted back to where they belong to be, and you know, in future try and head for Europa at the very least, and I wanted to be part of that journey. So I'm happy.
So your plan here for being at least the next 2 seasons, then in that case, if you're planning for the Europa?
Hopefully, if everything goes well, you know, I would love to extend my time here. I think it's important, obviously, that I stick to working hard. Obviously, I have the best time here possible that I can for myself on a personal note, but obviously to help the team and the team do well as well. So if all goes well in that perspective, then I don't see any reason why I should be here for a few years.
Cliche question. You played in the Premier League. What's it compared to playing in the Ukrainian First League?
It's obviously a lot different, you know, in every aspect. But you know, I played against a Ukrainian team the other night, and you know, good opposition to be fair. So you know, that's what I'm looking towards, because I think that's where this team's going to be. So looking at them kind of oppositions there.
And the big question: why Ukraine?
Honestly, I didn't want to have no regrets when my career ended. This came along, this opportunity, so I thought let me just go out there and try it. A lot of, you know, British players or whatever, that reminded, you don't like to think outside the box, and I'm not one of them. So yeah, like I said, I just thought outside the box, and I think this is the best move for me at this point in my career.
Language barrier, what's it saying? How's it adapting to, you know, obviously in Kharkiv a lot of people speaking Russian. How's it, what, you got a translator with you side by side, or are you just living with it?
There's a lot of sign language going on. Now I've got someone with me as well that speaks Russian and English at the moment. He goes back home next week, so you know, it's literally just down to me. I think I'm going to get a teacher as well down here, and just make the most of my time being here, you know, not just the football side of things, but socially as well. So you know, I'm looking forward to my time here for sure.
Decent. And final question, had any Ukrainian food yet in the past week, or?
I have. I couldn't tell you what it's called, I'm afraid. But
what was it? What was it?
There was a soup that I had.
Beetroot?
No, not beetroot. It was like, there was chicken and boiled egg in it.
Bouillon, probably.
That's the one. That's the one. I had that earlier as well. Yeah, yeah, nice.
Well, we definitely recommend a bit of beetroot soup, borscht.
Okay.
Get some of that down, yeah.
I've heard about that. Yeah. So I'll be trying that soon. Yeah.
Right. Well, good luck for the season, and hopefully it'll be a good one.
Thank you very much.
A historic weekend in Kryvyi Rih and Dnipro. Hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe. We're going to have more away day videos coming up, more streams and the likes of other stuff. How did you rate Kadeem Harris's first exclusive English language interview after moving to Metalist? Sounds like a great guy, and we're wishing him every bit of luck in Ukraine.
Giveaway alert. If you fancy being in with a chance of winning this match spec Hordyanko number 4 Kryvbas shirt, complete with UAF chevron, then it's pretty simple to get involved. Number 1, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Number 2, follow us on our Instagram, Zorya Londonsk. 3, comment subbed on our IG post and tag 2 friends.